Man, talk about a throwback. When you heard that tune back in the day, you knew you were about to watch a bangin' Cartoon Network original. A cartoon to be specific. This naming convention was given to Cartoon Network originals from about 1997 until 2002, with Codename Kids Next Door being the last cartoon to debut. Ed, Edd n Eddy was the last cartoon to conclude its run in 2009, thus signaling the beginning of a new era. For the coming years, Cartoon Network originals didn't really have a naming convention. On April 15, 2021, news outlets reported that Cartoon Network would be reviving the Cartoons name for its brand new animated shorts program, similar to world premiere tunes from 1995 and the ill-fated Cartoonstitute program from 2009 that was prematurely cancelled. The goal of this new Cartoons program was to innovate the art of animated storytelling, showcase diverse stories, discover new voices, and mentor the next generation of animators. Artists from both inside and outside Cartoon Network studios were encouraged to participate. Even though the original plan was to premiere the completed shorts through Cartoon Network and HBO Max, these plans unfortunately fell through after the Warner Bros. Discovery merger in 2022. HBO Max started seeing family-friendly content as a low priority, leading to the removal of the majority of Cartoon Network's library. Meanwhile, Cartoon Network Studios in Atlanta merged with Warner Bros. Animation and moved its headquarters to a new building in August 2023. Production on the new shorts continued until 2024, with a total of 29 completed, all of them varying in style and length. For the longest, it was unknown what would become of the shorts from the program. Were they about to be forever locked away like Batgirl? Or would they eventually see the light of day like Coyote vs. Acme? Well, on January 26th of this year, to the surprise of many, Warner Bros. Started releasing the shorts on a weekly basis through their Warner Bros. TV YouTube channel for free. I'm assuming we're getting all the shorts as they've been consistently uploading new ones every Monday. Let's go through a few of these together. If you're enjoying this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe even hype it up if the option's available to you. The first short to be released was A for Angel by Chimera. It follows a devil named Clementine who is born into a world where angels and devils go to school to learn how to help people make decisions. Think back to that one angel-devil trope you've seen so many times before. Clementine stumbles upon the angel side of the school and realizes she resonates with them more than her devil peers, wanting to help people do good deeds instead. The angel and devil teachers come to a compromise to give Clementine a test, where she must help a young girl solve a dilemma as if she were an angel. But it's only fair if one of the angel students, Radiant, tags along. The colors in this short really stand out to me. It's so bright, warm, and inviting with color choices that pop but are still easy on the eyes. The character designs, while looking familiar, also have an air of uniqueness to them, probably because of the outline work. Also, differentiating the angels and devils by making the angels more human-like and the devils more monster-like is a nice touch. This cartoon's premise really lends itself to fresh ideas and great conflict, not only between the school staff and classmates, but also the people fighting moral dilemmas. It almost feels like no one in this world is fully good or fully bad, and a full series could help develop that lore very well. I mean, there's so many layers. The voice work is great too, really bringing these personalities to life, with some deeper nuances reflected within the performances.
Maybe she shouldn't have to act like everyone expects her to.
Well, maybe she's tired of feeling dismissed and alone and doesn't want to be picked on anymore.
There's tons of potential here, and the characters already seem to be very likable, fitting in with the likes of characters from other Cartoon Network shows. I could definitely see this airing alongside something like Steven Universe or Adventure Time, especially if it was 2014. The next short I'm going to take a look at is Buttons Gamezone by Fernando Puig. This one follows an arcade mascot named Buttons and his employees as they try to keep their failing arcade from completely collapsing. This time, Buttons and Cherry have to clean up the pipe maze, which looks rank. I love just about everything about this one. Somehow, it evokes that 90s gross-out style without being too overbearing, yet still feeling like a modern cartoon. It's a great balance, and the intro immediately shows just how high energy this show could be. Sure, it's an in-universe commercial, but it sets the tone perfectly. This place is nasty, bro. I don't even want to think about what it smells like, but I love the old school vibe of the place. The character design is awesome. Buttons looks quite unkempt, but is still adorable, and I think that's in part thanks to Dana Snyder's performance.
You know that with my leadership skills and your can-do attitude, we can clean this baby up in no time!
Buttons is clearly a character that tries to stay upbeat no matter the cause, and that contrasts wonderfully with Cherry's less than cheery attitude. I could see this developing into a great dynamic. Speaking of Cherry, I think her character design is very reminiscent of something from Chowder. Maybe it's the purple? I can't go without mentioning that her voice actress Shelby Young fits her personality to a T.
It's disgusting, and kids are always getting lost in it. Frankly, it'd be easier to just demolish the whole thing.
Once they get into the pipes, there's a ton of fun gags, good horror elements, and creepy monster designs. I mean, the fact that Cherry disposed of a whole skeleton in there is wild. Poor dude. Ugh. There's some great facial expression work here as well, plus a SpongeBob-style close-up which I can always appreciate. The last 2 minutes where the characters basically shapeshift into creatures is phenomenal. It helps that the expressiveness is dialed up even further. Dare I say they're almost better than the main ones? It's too bad by quote-unquote fixing the arcade, they end up burning it down to the ground. I could see this working as a fun little running gag to help reset the status quo. But with that said, I definitely want to see what other hijinks these two could get into. Afternoon Super by Ben Krause and Jacob Sluka is about a group of friends who transform into superheroes and visit a secret world ruled by the Game Master that's filled with monsters and puzzles every afternoon. However, Sean Special doesn't have any powers of his own. Right off the bat, this one is very wholesome and laid back. Just like A for Angel, I think there's a lot of potential for lore development here. The secret world the crew visits isn't necessarily a figment of their imaginations, so it could really play up the supernatural aspect to 11. Maybe some regular show type antics taking place. These costumes for sure look like something a child would make to play pretend. The backgrounds also have that kid-drawn aesthetic, particularly the clouds, which is neat. I do hope that if it were to go to series, there'd be villains other than the Game Master, because I feel like only using him would eventually make the series get a little bit repetitive or stale. Also, while puzzles could lead to a variety of plot lines, I would like to see the crew go on full-size quests, perhaps in a more serialized manner. Another thing is that I feel the short's pacing is a little too slow for my taste, but that could be easily ironed out. Even though this short is a neat idea, I think mostly younger audiences would connect to it, with perhaps a very dedicated following that skews older. Interestingly enough, this short was completed all the way back in 2020 before the program even started. It's a damn shame they kept it from us this long. Anyway, the last cartoon I'm gonna fully highlight is Bird and Squirrel, based off the children's graphic novel series by James Burks. This one is about two best friends with opposing personalities named, well, Bird and Squirrel, as they go on fun adventures in the forest of Acorn Acres. In this cartoon, Squirrel wants to clean his bike, but Bird wants to take it for a thrilling spin. Unfortunately for the both of them, the bike gets lost and they must set forth to find it. Immediately, I was struck by the beautiful background art. It's absolutely gorgeous and almost gives off a summer camp vibe. Not to mention, this wonderful cast of characters could lend itself to great story ideas. Everyone seems to have their own individual personality distinct enough from one another, which could definitely liven things up. The two leads can be a little loud, but not to the point where it's annoying, and they play off each other rather nicely. That could put them into very interesting situations where the two might have to come to a compromise to save themselves. For example, this cat chase is great stuff. From what we get here, I could see them playing off the supporting cast really well too. And I would love to see more of this just to watch that camaraderie develop. This might not be for everyone, but I think it could take off. Oh, and one more thing. The animation showing why Squirrel is afraid to ride his bike is very cool. And I like this squirrel more than that other squirrel from Cartoon Network. Give me more, please. It's kinda giving mid-2000s vibes, and I'm down with that. There are a couple more cartoons I want to briefly touch on. Firstly, Duck by Mike Graves and Tony Hull is crazy. And if those names sound familiar, they worked on Gumball together. Don't let that fool ya, cause this is way darker than most Cartoon Network Studios fare. Meaning it would fit right at home on Adult Swim.
Fuckity fucking fuck! Yeah, I know what rhymes with duck.
Yup, quite the departure from Gumball, huh? Anyway, it's about a lonely tow truck driver who runs into an old lady and a murderous duck in the middle of the night. The lighting looks fantastic, but all that blood threw me for a loop, golly! This one is certainly worth the watch if you were hoping to get nightmares tonight.
All this Muppets Christmas Carol shite, because I totaled a stupid little ducky. Who cares?
Foools by Suh Kim and Steve Manale is a cute little story about circus clowns baking a cake made out of stars. Look at it, it's just flat out adorable. No other words from me or the clowns. No, really, they speak mostly gibberish throughout. This could possibly be a hit with the 0 to 6 crowd. It reminds me of some of the stuff I would have watched at that age. Plus, there's a lot of low stimulation elements that are missing from way too many kids shows today. In a world full of cocoa melons, we desperately need more Foools. Accordions Geoffrey and Mary Melodica is also really cute. Kids make fun of Mary at the playground and Geoffrey tries to win him over. I love the art style and how the characters talk in the form of music. Kinda reminds me of that one Caleb City Vine, honestly. I don't know if this would work as a full-on show, but I wouldn't mind seeing more shorts. Finally, the Fruitstand at the End of the World by Rachel Liu is very pretty to look at. Watercolor is such a beautiful form of painting, and this short shows why. Add animation into the mix and it gets even cooler. This short is quick, funny, and surprisingly eerie all in one. Which one of these cartoons is your favorite? Is there one I didn't cover that you particularly enjoyed? Remember, there's more every Monday at noon and we've only scratched the surface of what's to come. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.